I am Lori. Hi, Lori. How are you? I got to take the kitty to the vet, so I had to get up early so I could talk to my friends and, do my videos, all that stuff. So, good morning. Early. What's going on? Happy hump day. Hi, Murph. How are you? Shirley, good morning. Doc, Greg's, hello. Garage door hangers. Good morning, Kalula. How are you? Yay, Kim. I know, I'm super early today. I know I'm throwing y'all off. Don't fret, chocolate chips. It's just, I gotta take. Why is there a fire extinguisher right there? Where'd that come from? Anywho, I know, sorry. Well, because, anyhow, it's just this thing. Anywho, good morning. Above the head, I know. I've got, it just angles up that way. I can't help it. Let's do the best. Good morning to my people. Happy Wednesday. It's the hump day of the week. It's the struggle bus. Well, let's get you out of that struggle bus. I am struggling too. My body's like, why you on here? It's way too early. We ain't up yet. You didn't eat yet. I know, girl. I know. Hi, Judy. Kathy, I can't help you. You can't hear me? Audio's bad? Why is audio bad? I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, YouTube. All right. Yesterday was Mental Health Day. National, worldwide Mental Health Day. Okay, maybe it's because my volume was down, you think? I don't know. Anywho. All right. Good, people. What do you got to say? What's on your mind? What's happening? Okay, so everybody has been messaging me on my videos saying they love like the morning, mental shit, motivation, what's on your mind. Hi, Rhonda. So that's what I'm gonna do. Every morning, the first thing that's on my mind, I'm going to post for short on YouTube. I will do the long videos of Grandpa as well, and for Mrs. D. Sal NorCal 3. Also, there are people who have been wanting me to talk more about my mental illness. Talking about how I deal with my anxiety, OCD, that type of stuff. So we can talk about that. So I will be doing little spurts here and there about life shit, because that's what we talk about on this morning show anyway, right? Is life shit. Things that we face every day, our worries, our concerns, our problems, and the things we got to get better at. So I will start talking about that a little bit more, because there are people who suffer with mental illness every day. Some of us aren't as bad as others. There's others that it's so debilitating that they can't move. They can't leave the house. Sometimes they can't even leave their bed. So everybody has their way of coping. So I think it's really great as a community to come together and talk about the ways in which you tackle those things. I got so many responses yesterday on YouTube specifically about my mental illness awareness day, and people talking about my dad, and people like saying, oh my God, thank you. I relate to you more now. I see you for who you are and the person you have become, and telling me their stories. So I did a little short in the morning time for mental health awareness yesterday. I think it's very important to talk about those things quite often because we all suffer one way or another. So it is what it is. Kim, it was raining yesterday here. Crochet Queen, get it, girl. So, hi Mona, how are you? So, good thing is starting the day. We all wake up, with thoughts on our mind, right? It is terrible, Kathy. I talk to myself a lot. I kind of make fun of myself about that because I do talk to myself a lot. Music in the peak of an attack is great. And there are ways in which we can try to combat them. Think of me, right? Mrs. D-Cell NorCal, Chrissy, the one you're on right now watching me is the only one I have on YouTube. Talking to yourself is really important, I think. It helps me, right? And depression sucks. Again, there are people who are just debilitated with it. I have bouts, but I force myself to keep moving. I think for me, that's what works. The forcing. Nope. Have your minute, take an hour, a couple hours, whatever you gotta do, and then you gotta set goals for yourself. Oh no, Tallulah. Oh no. So when I suffer, breathing exercises, sometimes cold air, sometimes smelling Vicks in the midst of a panic attack helps me. Even just putting it somewhere under my nose when I have extreme anxiety. What else happens? This helps if I relieve, if I wake up with any sort of tightness in my chest. Again, I can overcome it through communications with myself. I've done it for many years, and for whatever, one of the lavender oil is good too. And one of the things that one of my psychologists told me back in the day was fear is there, anxiety is there, but in order to get over them, you have to conquer them, right? You have to face them. So I've been one of those people that meets it head on. I may not like it, but I do it. And while talking to myself, girl, you got it, breathe. Breathe, bitch, breathe. You got this. And every fucking step you take towards facing those fears is all that it takes, right? And then you build up that great power within. And I can talk myself out of a panic attack most times. Peppermint oil, yes. Chewing even gum sometimes. And also help. If it's so bad that you can't function, you're not on medicine. Maybe medicine is the course for you. I have told you all that at 48, I finally succumbed to the pharmaceutical company for anxiety. And I love it. Just enough to get through. Now, a lot of people so a lot of people, face it and do things in different ways. Music, sometimes I drive. Sometimes I put on my AirPods and just start yard work, something like that. And a lot of it, good men, like you said, since you have retired, you have no longer issues. A lot of it's just stress, right? Stress. Now, my OCD isn't as bad as it used to be, but my OCD was triggered from my mom's death. I had to put that energy somewhere else because I had small kids, right, to take care of. They needed me. They couldn't have a mom that was stuck in bed, crying and miserable in her own, sorrow and misery. So I had to get up and move. So there's OCD, like I like my house a certain way. Thanks, Mickey. I like my house in a certain way. I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly, doing things that, it makes me feel better. I can't sit still. Yeah, it's a bit, and the people who don't suffer from those things, right? Just like I don't suffer from the other mental illnesses, but it's just empathy. It's so hard sometimes to understand because, you know, again, you know how I always say, your feelings are your feelings. Whether you want them, whether somebody believes them or not, they're yours. So same thing goes with illnesses, right? Most of us can't understand how somebody else is. Take Dan, for instance, because I can punch on him all the time. But like his brain works differently than mine. He's ADHD. I do believe he is also on the autistic spectrum a little bit. Oh, you're welcome, Stephanie. Oh, you panic when you get low? Girl, deep breaths. You gotta learn to control the things you can control. And you can control your medication, right? So try to set those goals for yourself. Try to give yourself something in the height of a panic attack, something to accomplish throughout the day. If not one thing, two things. Oh no, Chrissy. So it's one of those things for me that works along the way. Sometimes you have to let it go, cry, get it out before you can focus on the positive and getting up and moving. But just my experiences with how I've coped over the time. So anytime you have to ask if you have it, yes, music is great. Hi, Darla. So, you know, I have done so many different things over the years, but you gotta, Kathy, control. Don't let, and the things you can control, be on top of, Kathy, right? Be on top of, so you don't have to fret when you see, you know, like a week's worth of pills, right? You know, it's funny. Some people have said, do you think Dan has Asperger's? I don't necessarily think it's Asperger's, but I do think it's a form of autism. I don't think it's that. Sometimes with Asperger's, you know, change is really difficult. Change is really hard for them. I mean, it could be, but I don't know, you know. I don't know. But Dan is also very anxious. But he also does things to promote his anxiety, you know, like nicotine and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily Asperger's. I think there's somebody in the family that has Asperger's. I won't mention, but it's kind of different. It's kind of different. Great. I'm going to lose you because he's sitting in the car. Well, right. That's the only thing that makes it, I think sometimes it could be just because he likes to be alone. Yeah, no, I believe it, Nikki. I believe Ed has a bit too. And so, hence the genetical downpour into the children. They are very intelligent. Most autistic people are some of the most intelligent people I know. Bluetooth. Give me a minute. I know, but you just sit in the car and then it gives it time to connect to Bluetooth.
Oh, did I talk to Bluetooth?
Yes. Hold on.
Well, turn the Bluetooth off on your phone.
I didn't expect you back so early.
Well, I just came there to get back. Here's Grandpa's stuff here.
Hold on. Can you hear me yet? Anybody hear me? Anybody? Anybody? Am I back? Am I back?
Someone said something from Oakland.
Am I back? Am I back? No sound. Okay.
This is to you. You got something, Danielle. I got nothing as usual. Nothing. Nothing! Are you on?
I was trying to fix my Bluetooth. I know. YouTube doesn't, because you're on my iPad. The phone connects to my Bluetooth. So when he sits, you know, in the car and fiddle fucks around, and that's what happens. I can't just turn it off because I've got other things connected to my fucking Bluetooth. Fucking Dan. See? I woke up saying fuck Dan, And now he's making me sing fuck Dan again. Not a good way to start off the day, my friend. And he's home. I got up early, and if this fucker, I got up an hour and a half early, and he's home. If he can take that motherfucking cat to the vet, and I lost an hour and a half sleep because he fucking freaked out yesterday and said, I can't do it. I gotta go to the office. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. He should turn the car off. Common sense, bruh. You see me out here, turn off the car immediately. Fuck. Damn. This is my house, you guys. This is my fucking life. Dan, what's your biggest stress? Dan, I'm gonna be pissed. Y'all, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Ooh, mother clucker. Why is he home? He wasn't supposed to be here. An hour and a half of sleep, y'all. Do you know what an hour and a half, and I know I'm half on, half out again. Fuck. That's gonna send me into a tizzy. He's home. Anywho. Adult children are the worst. And I didn't even birth them. So the non-birthable adult children are the worst. Especially if they're your significant other with a penile hanging device in between its legs. Is it a device? It's real, y'all. It's not mechanical. Anyhow, good morning, Elva, Pippi. Come at me too. That's Withering the Woman says. Well, Craig, don't be an ass. You know, it's so easy. You guys can control the anger of thy woman. You guys can control thy, the frequency of thy intimacy, the intimacy of thy relationship. It's just your actions, your words. Simple. And I don't know why some men have a hard time understanding. Y'all have the power in your hands. Everything lies within your 10 fingers and in the palms of thy hand. Yeah, I was sneezing yesterday, remember? On the live the other day. What are you doing? You mean just now? Yeah, what are you doing? I'm fucking sneezing. I mean, that's the shit that I got. Good, flower child. Okay, do it, girl, do it. And you can take this time exercising while you're watching me. So, anywho, yeah, I mean, say what you really mean what you really say. If I'm cooking dinner, right, don't ask me what I'm doing. Because it doesn't look like I'm on a beach sipping a margarita, does it? No, you see what I'm doing. So I was sneezing this morning, and one of my friends on Zoom said, "What you doing?" Donna, it happens. Feeling defeated is something that we often feel. I spent a lot of years feeling defeated every day. It's this. I swear to you, Donna, we talk about the mental state of our brains and our person every day. Once you start changing this, the defeation goes away. You gotta learn it. You gotta try. You gotta search for the things you enjoy. You gotta set your boundaries. You gotta understand that you matter, you're worthy, and your feelings are valid. But you've got to also accept your behaviors, your mistakes, and your wrongs, and start becoming accountable for those things. Once you accept accountability, once you start working on those things, I promise you, you won't feel that way every single day. I promise you. I felt the same way. I felt that there was no hope for me. I felt that, Tallulah, that's your brain. That's your anxiety. That's your stress. Once you get a handle and own that shit, and you tell them your boss, I'm telling you, and that's what I kind of did, y'all. Don't laugh at me. But when I started, once I believed that I can control, once I saw that I had a little inkling of being able to control my anxiety, I was like, oh, that dude was right. My psychologist had some insight. Great. And then I would say, you know what? Fuck you, Satan. I got you by the balls. I got this. I did some deep breathing. I did some cold air at that time, really helped me. Because sometimes during panic attacks, you get hot, you get sweaty, cold and shit. And I said, not today. And I could kind of squelch the pivotal moment within that attack. You still have the, after effects, but you can still breathe through them, drop your shoulders down, and walk away like a warrior, right? And the more I started realizing that mind over matter, now I was able to really, realize that I was in control, right? Sometimes, like my daughter Hannah, she's just like her mama, poor thing. And she is she's having the anxiety early, like me. And so, her whole thing is, I need meds. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't. You got to, be able to, yay, Annalisa. Woohoo! You got to be able to see what you're working with. Yes, but Donna, you got to let those wounds go. You got to let those wounds go. The reason you're feeling like that way is those wounds you're so-called talking about are still within. You haven't forgiven them. You haven't accepted them. Again, that comes with ownership. Ownership is like a big, ambiguous bubble within us. It's all those traumas that we've had, whether it's physical, mental, sexual, whatever it is, whatever our brain has attached itself to a trauma. I've let a lot of things go. I came to terms with them. I realized that
I'm sorry, I just saw the video you posted.
it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And once you come to terms with those things, I promise you, Donna, it will get better. You'll feel this weight coming off of your back. You'll feel it, your shoulders dropping. I know, it is fucking hard if your own parent did it. I promise you, girl, I get it. But there's a time to let it go. You know why? Because you're damaging yourself. You're stopping yourself from living. You're stopping yourself from moving and enjoying the time you have left on this earth. That's the thing. We don't know how much fucking time we've got left on this earth. You choose, not just you, Donna, but you in the operative word. You choose your destiny. You choose how you want to live the rest of your days. It's in your hands, and most people can't see that. I promise you, I have some trauma. I've lived through it, I've done it. There's things that I'm upset about. There's things that I handle things wrongly about. But at the end of the day, I started realizing it's me. I'm my own problem. When people say, forgive it and let go. And I was like, what a fucking crock of shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Trust yourself, Donna. You have to trust yourself first. I promise you. once you start believing in you, everything's in the palm of your hands. Everything. You know, it's just you choose how you want to live the remainder of your days. I can tell you it's much prettier on the outside. It's much prettier when we take some of that shit and slough it off. Now, it's okay. You're just putting it to rest. It's always going to be there. You know, but you need to put shit to rest so you can live. It's hard. I did it. I didn't think I could overcome some of the things that I did. I was so angry. I was miserable. I was pissed off. And then I realized once I started doing this, I had to let shit go. I got to practice what I preach. I have to learn my boundaries. I have to learn forgiveness. I have to learn to take control of the things that I want to live for, to be, to feel. And once I just started saying, you know, I'm done. I'm done with it. It's over. It's done. I don't hold grudges against my dad. I don't hold any grudges against my mama, because you know what? They did the best they could. You know, I did it. I'm a survivor, and I'm still working on it. It doesn't happen overnight. So don't think, you know, it does. It does not. You got to find those things that make you happy. No, I know, but you can't, Donna. I promise you, there is happiness for you to feel. There really is. There is happiness for you. You are worthy, you are important, and you matter. Remember that. Repeat it. I want you to wake up every morning and look at yourself in the mirror and say that. I am worthy, I am important, I matter. Your feelings are just that. They're yours. They're never gonna go away. But own them, accept them, and learn to live with them with a peace, right? And then you will start finding that pain dissipates over time. And that's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. It takes work. It's like a job. It's a daily mantra, I believe, that everybody must tell themselves. I really do believe that. And there's times that sometimes I also say the same thing to myself. The days, fuck your mom, Donna. Fuck your mom. Love yourself. Learn to love yourself. And that's why I always talk about that. Loving yourself is respecting yourself. It's your temple. You know, your body's your temple, your mind's your temple. Your mind is a powerful unit. Fuck your mom. You got a fucking bad seed, but it doesn't define you. She doesn't define you. Sometimes we all have a different story. Unfortunately, that's your story. That's your journey. That's what you're supposed to be living for and changing, is fuck your mom. Tell her that in your head. Fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck you. Telling you. Just try a couple things that I tell you to do. It's what I did. Now, if it helps, great. If it doesn't, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to help, you know, you realize that the things that happen to us when we're younger, whether it's parental abuse, sexual, whatever, physical, neglect, all those things. You know, you got to not be angry at them. Maybe she had mental illness. Maybe you didn't know she did. And maybe that's what was the cause of her neglect, whatever it be. You've got to appreciate her for, you know, maybe if she did one positive by bringing you into this world, or whatever little things that she did that make you smile. Those are the things you need to focus on. Those are the things you need to remember. But you can't fault somebody who's sick. You can't fault somebody who doesn't have control over their person. It seems logical to us, but it may not be that logical to them. It's tough, you know? Good morning, Jill. How are you? Yeah, and sometimes y'all get fucked with the parents, right? I had a mom who struggled with alcoholism. But you know what? She did the best she could for me. She did the best she could. And I don't fault her for her own pain that she was hiding. I don't. Because other than that, I can't see anything wrong that she did for me. She did the best she could with the ability she had. My dad, the same way. You know, he was struggling with mental illness. Now, I didn't understand that shit, you know, early in my life. And I was sad because I felt like he didn't love me, right? Donna, enough, let her go. Don't worry about that, let her go. You keep bringing her up. It's time to move on from her power. You're letting her make you miserable. You're letting her win by giving her every ounce of your thought, every ounce of your pain. You're letting her win. It's time that you take your power back. Fuck her. And that should make you stronger. I promise. Only because my eyes started opening. You know, the minute I started setting boundaries within myself. There's a lot of people in this world who deal with those types of parents. The good ones, the bad ones, the okay ones. We are not byproducts of our parents. You know, we don't have to be. It takes work, but you don't have to be. You're allowing her to do it to you. You're allowing her to take you down in her sinking ship. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's such a miserable life to live that way. Like I said, there's so much beauty. You know, you wake up and then just the sun shining, the birds chirping. There's happiness. If you have kids, look for that happiness. Look for them to bring your sunshine. Hopefully, you know, you were able to be a good mom yourself. That's how you start changing that power. And you have to forgive yourself. Jennifer, I believe that's important. You have to also forgive yourself for losing time, for losing that power. But sometimes you have to realize it before you can begin to fix it. It is hard to let go, Barbara. I said it's not easy. It took me a long fucking time. And I'm still working on things to let go, right? You know, there's a lot, you know, when we go through the Rolodex of our brain, you know, it's like you start sloughing shit off and then you're like, oh shit, there's more? Fuck. And all this shit comes, you know, starts popping up. It's like all those fucking, you know, cookies that pop up on your computer screen. Letting my, this thing's almost 60. Like it, forgiveness is your healing. Exactly, Lorna. And thinking about, you know, those times, like, I think in my head, you know, I have friends whose parents weren't necessarily, you can't let go, Mary, because you won't allow yourself to let go. You won't let go. That's a you problem. Hi, Lorraine. Happy hump day. And I have friends that parents did them wrong as children. And guess what? They're taking care of them now, right? Because they are showing signs of dementia or have dementia or Alzheimer's or, you know, on the whatever. And I'm like, how the fuck, you know, could you do that? But then when I stop and reflect, I'm like, good for you. Good for you. Don't be like your parent. You are doing what you need to do for yourself. But still, you know, that's hard shit. That's hard shit. I lost my dad a month ago. I'm sorry, Donna. Yep. She's not right. She's not right. But it doesn't mean you have to, you just gotta let her go. Sometimes, maybe you gotta let her go. Maybe for you and for your healing, you have to say bye. and not deal with her because of the constant, trauma she's giving you. I'm sorry, Kathy. Dwelling on things doesn't help, it only hurts. It only causes stress for your body, causes anxiety, it causes depression, it causes organ failure, it causes disease in some cases. So I believe you're stuck and you need to learn to crawl yourself out. Empathize with how they must have felt. Empathize with who? Empathize with the person who did the trauma to you. It's not your fault. And that's exactly, Penny. It's not your fault. But people go through life believing that it's their fault. Then they make things an issue. Like, how am I supposed to love if I wasn't loved? Bullshit. Because you can love. Just because you weren't shown it doesn't mean you were born with that ability to love. Just some people have flaws, mental illness, disease, that create their anger and blanket their showing of love. Maybe that's the way they show love because it was done to them and it was passed down. You know what I mean? So we do the best we can. Love harder, Deidre says, and that's exactly. Love harder. You didn't get enough love, you feel neglected, then you show love better. Turn it around. Life is a fucking shit show, y'all. I call it the other day, you know what I called it? The fuckery. The new world. Life has now been cloned the fuckery. There's a lot of shit we have to deal with. And it's never perfect. And if you're like me, when there's periods of time where everything is just smooth sailing, I'm like this. It's way too quiet around here for this to be going so smoothly. And then boom, fuck, there it is. Recognizing the fuckery for what it is key. And then some days it's just a fucking douchebag of a day. Own it. You know what? Fuck this day. And sometimes you can't get out of that. And then I start laughing at myself because I walk around the house kicking the air. Fuck you, day. Fuck everything that's coming my way. Fuck you, insurance lady. Fuck you, Dan. And everything else in between. Fuck you, Coda. Donnie, you claw my fucking toe one more time, I'm gonna kick you to the next room. And some days it's just like that. But you have to be able to laugh at yourself. You have to be able to live. You guys, what's the fucking point of living in misery? Right? What's the point? There's no point. You were put on this world for a reason. I believe we were all put here for a reason. Whether or not we had the perfect childhood or anything, we're here to learn. We're here to make our mark. We're here to be better than the person who raised us. We are here to spread love. We are here to spread kindness. And we are here to make the most of our lives. That's it. End of fucking story. Don't be held prisoner. Don't do it. There is life on the outside and it feels fucking magical. It does. It feels magical. How am I getting a violation warning for something? How is my life being violated? How is what I just was talking about a violation of bullying and harassment? What the fuck? Y'all, trolls behind the keyboard, come on. For fuck's sake. Jesus. Yeah, a violation warning. For what? For talking about life? How is that bullying and harassment? Please God. How is that bullying and harassment? I mean, the times when I'm just talking about life, y'all, get a hobby. This isn't it, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's my life, Donna. See? Trolls trying to create misery. But you know what? It's just blasphemy, you know? They don't ruin my day. But it's just sad that they just try to take that much time to bring me down when I'm helping other people. When people are actually here to listen, to try to learn and try to be better. Y'all out there trying to take me down, be better, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's right, Fred. My parents taught us that every generation should supersede the current one. Our family motto, which I teach my grandchildren exactly. Be better than the last. Keep working harder to change those paths. It's simple. We just don't always realize it. And some of us just realize it at different times. Anywho, so Donna, I have faith. I believe you can do it. Come in, pop in, hang out with us, laugh, do those things. We'll all help as a community to try to help you out of that rut. But I believe you could do it. Jennifer, I feel like, we learn from people, right? There are people who have certificates and degrees with this sort of thing, but they don't have that experience that they preach about. I have talked about that before. If you are a psychologist, a counselor, social worker, or any of those things, and you don't have the same life experiences that I have, and you're just learning from a book, or you're learning from, clients and clinicals or whatever, I won't go to you. I won't go to you. I want people, I feel like learning is to be done with people who have experienced pain, have experienced loss, have experienced whatever I'm going to get help for. Not just book smart. I need more. I need life smart. So a lot of times I left people, degree PhDs, shit like that, because I felt like they couldn't offer me more than what was written in the book. Because I would ask them, about their life experiences. Have you experienced what I've experienced? No. All right, well, have you experienced? No. Oh. And most people who go into this field, go into it for a reason. They go into it for their sufferings. They go into it to be better and help people, right? And then there's just people who are fascinated by the mind. I want connection beyond the book. And sometimes some of the best advice that I got and the wisdom were from people who've experienced similar situations. Sometimes to me, those are the professionals, especially if they've risen above and if they learned. I was like, what did Judy do? She's sweet. Was there another Judy? A bad Judy? There's a big difference. I'm not saying I know all, right? I'm not saying, listen to me, I have all the answers. I don't have the answers. I'm still searching for some of those answers. I have a college education. Now I wipe ass for an elderly man. Anyhow, that's the thing. Your degree doesn't define who you are or what you think or how you feel or what you should tell people. Life experience does. I feel that, life experience gives you that, especially when you've learned to cope, especially when you've learned to grow, And shit, it took me years to grow. It took me years, and I'm still growing. Fuck, I'm still a mess. I'm still a mess, but I am determined. I am determined to be better. I'm determined to do it with pride. I'm determined to show people that you too can do this, anyhow, and people learn from it. People are like, oh my God, that's a good idea. And even people who come on and write, the people who show up every day, have great insight on certain things because they too have experienced it. I think that's what a community is about. It's about banding together and helping one another. That's what life is about. It's sad that there's a lot of people out there who are still trying to figure that out. Kindness matters. Patience matters. Respect matters. Love is fucking amazing and cheap and cheap and cheap. Some of the things, I bet you, Hannah, I can only imagine, girl. Yeah, recreate your own, define your own reality, I always say. Define your own reality. Everybody's realities are different. None are the same, right? But we all want to be loved. We all want to have kindness, and we all want to be respected. I can probably say that everybody here wants those three things, right? So there we are. So enough of the fucking deep shit today. Dan has been coming out 3 times. I want to talk about my video. That video you just posted about me, and he knew I was in. I would have punched him because I was in the middle of talking to y'all. Serious, We can have fun. Let me go get him. Hold on, give me a minute. I'll go get him because he wants to refute my video. Ooh, I gotta pee. Oh, give me a minute. Pee, go up. Pee, go. Pee, no, it doesn't work well for the bladder. Fuck. Give me a minute. Because if I uncross my legs, I'm gonna go pee-pee. Give me a minute. Woo! Those bladders are tricky fucking shit.
Kitty. Hello. How's everybody? I was drafted to come out here. Hi, Toby. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Mona, Erica, Laura, everybody. Happy Wednesday. You guys enjoying the morning run? There, let me just... I could just sit here and do this, and it looks like I'm running, but... How you doing, Singapore? She's back. It was quick.
Okay, well, I thought you wanted to talk about the video. And you wanted to move, get off my screen. I thought you came out 3 times to bitch, and I was talking, so... Okay, well, maybe go rewatch the video again, and then come back out. I said, that's my first thought of the morning was fuck Dan. Yeah, and you're home. But you're home. Yesterday you said, I'm not going to be home. You're going to have to take the cat. So I said, okay, because I need to know or else I'm going to wake up early. So now I woke early and you're saying, you brought home an orange cat that you said you were going to do all work for.
I can't help where the orange cat goes.
But yet, you haven't taken them, and you haven't taken them to an appointment yet, nor cleaned the litter box. Another set of shots. Anyhow, yeah, fuck damn. I still don't take that back. I don't retract it. I still say fuck damn because I didn't have to get up early. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. It's hump day, y'all. It's Wednesday. It's the day of humping for some of you. If you need a hump it. But you gotta ask for permission before you start humping. Don't walk up to anybody and start humping like a dog. Don't do it. Ask for permission. You hear, Fred, you gotta maybe sometimes go in and go out. My audio is, I haven't touched it since I turned it up. It could be YouTube. Running with the devil. Yeah, I'm running on the devil machine. Something is vibrating. This, you guys, I can't, stop. Well, I can't handle the horribleness of anything, y'all. I don't control, maybe it's this, maybe it's the fly swatter. Is that better? You guys were picking up the, no, he never owns up to anything, Steve. You should know better. Now I gotta do this. This is stupid. Y'all, the fly swatter was on there. So if that's what you're talking about, I am not gonna sit here and look down. This is ridiculous. Now I look special. Anywho, the fly swatter was up. Did Dan touch my shit? Good morning. You shouldn't be bothered with so much stuff. I shouldn't be, but it's life, is it not? That's the thing that I don't know. Tabitha, hey, isn't that just life? I mean, I'm sure pretty much everybody else gets stuff. Now, they might have partners who do help more. That would be the only thing. So, I don't know. Anywho, it's Wednesday. We have a live tonight. I was hoping we were going to go on yesterday because Hannah comes home Thursday, and I'm going to have to leave the live early if we do it Thursday. Because remember, we will not be on Friday as I'm doing a family dinner since Hannah's home. She's got me all scheduled out. Hello, Karen. Yeah, we got rain yesterday. Yes. We got rain. Thanks, Jennifer. Hello, Ron. How are you? Have a nice day. The week is almost over for those of you who work Monday through Friday. For those of you who are just starting the work week, I am sorry. Shouldn't it be law against working weekends? I'm asking for friends. I don't know. But then we wouldn't be able to go out to restaurants and shit like that. So I guess that wouldn't work. Because then life would be boring for some of y'all. Not for me, because I like to stay home. But, I don't know. So anyhow, I just got distracted by a crazy-ass religious post. It's almost 4:30 in Scotland. What are you making for dinner? Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. Or have protection or safety with ambulances. So doctors, fuck. I guess that doesn't work. But that's the profession you choose to be in, right? So that's your fault. Just kidding. What else is on the agenda today? Vet. I have a pile of towels and socks that I pulled out of the dryer this morning, and I will have Ed do. He did silverware yesterday. I cleaned out my silverware tray. He put that in. He did some washcloths for me, and he did his coins again. So far, he's accepting the jobs and doing them like a champ. Crazy, right? Because y'all know from majority of every day, we ask him, do you want to do this? And only things that are safe for him, right? We don't like to do the things that are not, like sanding, yard work, pulling in the trash cans anymore, so on and so things that he can do that he can sit down and do. So I'm gonna sort the socks and doing those little things. And the coins, he was having a little trouble with yesterday, which took longer. And that's okay. Like Dan was trying to rush him along. Dad, that's okay. You know, whatever. And I was like, get away. I have quiet. I'm here replying to y'all. You know, let me have my peace. Because if he doesn't have the peace, right? If I don't have the peace, he's going to be up and down, bothering you, bothering me. What can I do for you? Anything I can do? No, he's quiet. Leave him be, right? So Paula, he's not unable, but his walking is not able. You know, I wouldn't trust him to do it. No, wouldn't do it. Because I wouldn't risk, you know how bad I would feel if I had him help and he fell. Falls are scary. Hi, Evelyn. So no, you know, it's risky enough with him walking around the house, right? I put in a bag of Legos, had him sort them out. Oh, by color, maybe? I don't know. That could be too tedious for him. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. And this is just my theory with Ed. If it's something that helps me out, right? He sees it's a household item. He sees it's socks. He sees it's towels and washcloths that he uses. He sees the silverware. He sees the money, right? There's a purpose there. So I feel like he thinks he's helping me, right? He's helping me around the house. Hey, I need you to separate these. We're going to take these to the bank, you know? And it gives him that purpose of, hey, I'm helping, you know? Like the puzzles. I thought about dumping the puzzle out and saying, hey, I accidentally knocked this over. He would probably do it, you know? But I wouldn't. Legos, I just think it would be like, why do I need to do this, you know? Possible, and I do have Legos upstairs from Andrews. So worst case scenario, I can always try it and see what happens. But I just think the household things are better because he looks like he's contributing within the house. No, Paul, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. Because he can trip in the front. He can kick the garbage can and trip and fumble, and then we have more of a problem with him hitting not only the ground, but the trash can. Yeah, and maybe bashful, that's it. I just hate giving him, you know, things like that because I know in his mind, he's probably thinking, but I could try it. You know, I could try it. Yeah, I can try. Yeah, I've hurt myself on the grocery cars. He's a walking hazard, y'all. I just want him focusing on his steps, not doing anything else. So the purpose, the laundry, you know, when he lived alone, he did laundry. So he has a connection to that. He has a connection to those things that I'm giving him that he's doing that he wouldn't do a couple weeks ago. So, it's really cool, you know, it's really cool. So, I kept him busy for about 2 hours yesterday. And he was fine. And there was pennies left and he had them to put in the jar, but he was tired. He was like, I'm done with this. So, and that's okay. I think he did what he could. And then I gave him so many tasks that he did a lot where he had to use his brain. And I do believe it tires him out a lot. I do believe like he goes to bed sooner lately because the mental stimulation. Oh, hi, Broken. The rattling, Melissa, is my treadmill. I can't control it. You guys, I'm running. So anyhow, it is what it is, you guys. it is what it is. I'm doing the best I can. Trying to keep him occupied because it gives me and Dan 2 hours of peace and quiet. It gives me 2 hours to or an hour and a half or whatever. I'll take whatever. Yeah, for falls. Yes, and so far so good, Tallulah with Ed, right? For him, I think, like again, you guys, he just started wanting and willing to do these things. So that's fucking cool. So I will continue every day. After he eats lunch is when he starts saying, is there anything I can do to help? And so that's when I'm like, okay, let's do it, And so those are the wins. Exactly, those are the wins for me. Those are the wins of peace and quiet. But we can try the Legos. I'll see if maybe he can separate the colors for me. And I'll try to give him some reason to see if he'll do it. They washed rocks. Oh my gosh, Shadow, that's cool. No, I wouldn't want him washing anything. He gets water everywhere, you guys. When he washes, you should see my bathroom. There's like 3 to 4 times a day I go in my bathroom and I have to wipe off the countertop and the floors. So I wasn't putting a rug in front of the sink because of him tripping, but the amount of water he gets everywhere, well, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? And so I put a rug down yesterday because I was like, and then there's so much around the sink that it spills down, and I was like, all right, I put another rug down, and I try to get to it at least 3 times a day. I'm wiping off the counter. So in the kitchen, I don't have a big area, right? I have a big island. I have a rug in there. And so if you've noticed a lot of times when we're on the lives or on a video, I'm like, nope, out of the kitchen. Nope, no kitchen, because it's just a tripping hazard for him. It's just a tripping hazard for him. So nothing in the kitchen. Nothing in the kitchen. So I did put a carpet in front of the sink. I'm waiting for Dan to bitch at me for it, but it's like water slip or, somewhere where if he tripped, he can catch himself. But I got I put one of the carpets that there shouldn't be much tripping. Where you have to drink at night. Yeah. It is. Get him fumbling around the kitchen. Okay, so speaking of that, Rocky got this gate, for the baby, because he's moving and grooving all over the place. So she got this gate, and you can make it, you can take it apart, or you can make it like a playpen or whatever. So I bought one last night on Amazon because I was like, Rocky, does that come apart? She's like, yeah. I'm like, ooh, I need that, right? So I can take it apart, and at night, I think I'm gonna try to put the gates up to where he can't go in the kitchen area. So I'm gonna put one at one end and one at the other end and barricade it with chairs so he can't go in there, and it'll just keep him with the living room and then in the kitchen, so he can't do anything but go back to bed. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see if it works. Plus it'll help, for the things with the dogs and stuff like that. If instead of locking them in the room, I can keep him out of the kitchen. No, Kim, he would be able to lift his leg. The only thing he might do is try to move it. But if I put a chair in front of it, I noticed that when I did that, when we were doing construction and kind of cord kept him out, he didn't touch it. He kind of almost knew okay, I can't go in there. So I'm gonna try it, we'll see. Oh, Judy, yeah, she can't live alone anymore. So it's worth a try. It was, $80, I think, whatever. But it's worth a try. If nothing, it'll help with the dogs. And then when the baby comes over, we can use it for that. Tell much for the dogs, perhaps, maybe. But he won't remember. You know, Stacy, that's the thing, is you can't rationalize. At the moment, he might remember it for a short period of time, but he won't remember it later. Such a blessing, doesn't try to leave. No, luckily, hopefully we don't ever have to do that. I feel that not very well. Cindy, you're saying I'm not a caregiver. I'm not a good caregiver. And if you're saying that, Cindy, what ways should I change? If that's what you said. What ways would you like to see me change? Because I think I'm doing a fucking amazing job. And, you know, I think that anybody who steps in to do this job does an amazing job. Nobody's perfect, Cindy. Either are you. And so even if you don't believe I'm doing a good job in your eyes, reflect on yourself, reflect on your judgment, and reflect on your anger. Your anger? Anger. That's it. Yeah, and anybody who is doing it alone, I salute you. I'm exhausted. Y'all, we've had Ed for over 3 weeks straight. I'm exhausted. It's mentally draining. And there are those of you, my friend Debbie does it 365 days a year. 365 days a year, you guys. It's an adjustment. I at least had a couple days of reprieve, and we haven't done it lately. And that's okay. But yes, Cindy, I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. Yesterday, I had a hard day. I was really good till about 3 o'clock, and then I started getting cranky. Oh no, I was human for a minute. I was getting cranky. And I recognized it. I owned it, right? I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't help it at that moment. You know, I'm on my period, I'm hormonal. I had just, you know, been doing a lot on the computer, keeping Ed busy, you know, and multitasking, right? Which is what we all do. And I just got cranky. And, you know, there's a couple times that I was abrupt with Ed. Oh no, shoot me, I'm human. You know, and it's okay to you caregivers out there. That's why I'm not ashamed to tell you about my failures, my weaknesses, my, you know, irritations, my frustrations, because that's life. It not only helps, right? It not only happens with normal day-to-day shit, husbands, wives, children, friends, family, you know, it happens as a caregiver. You know, there is nothing wrong with feeling frustrated at times. There's nothing wrong with snapping at somebody, you know, Alzheimer's or not. It's fucking human nature. It's what Ed and I did anyway. We battled back in the day, you know? I'm not battling with him anymore, but I get frustrated. I get tired of repeating. I get cranky from having to do everything else with my life. I'm not ashamed of that. People try to make me feel ashamed of being human. Take a look at yourself. Take a look at yourself before you attack others. Because I can guarantee you I do a better job than each and every one of you in just the game of life. And I show it. I show it for the people who are doing it 365 days a year. I show it. Am I perfect in every video? No, on purpose. And then you have the naysayers, you know, when I'm more patient in a day, oh, she's finally being nice to him. Lord have mercy. You guys, you see a minute, a 2 minutes, 3 minute video of my day. Be better. Be better. I show it all. What's your purpose? To show caregivers it's normal. It's normal. It's normal. You are normal. Your emotions are valid. Your feelings are valid. That's what I try to show. And you know what? Ed would appreciate everything we do. Ed would love being able to educate others and helping other people get through this disease. That's why we do it. That's it. Plain and simple. Oh, the living moment. I'm sorry about that. It sucks. It's such an ugly disease to die from. My mom died from that. So she lived 14 months from the first diagnosis. So what a savage way. I mean, it just ate her up from the inside out. Yes, and Boots, my exercise is it's always been part of my sanity. It's always been part of my grounding, how to start my day off. I can't exercise at night. I have had, always been a morning exerciser. It's really important for me. And you know what's so funny too, Shadow Lane, is that my, it's, Dan's judgment is less, right? He doesn't really, occasionally people will be like, oh, Dan, are you irritated? Are you frustrated? You know, be nicer. He's your father. You know, stupid shit like that. Hi, Sean. Stacy. And, you know, but he doesn't get the nasty shit. You know, he doesn't get the nasty shit like I get. I get the nasty shit. You know, karma's gonna get you one day. I'm like, well, I hope so, because I'm doing an amazing job. You know, karma, you guys, before you post, think about what you're writing. You are telling me to watch out for karma. I think you're the one who needs to watch out for it when you go on people's pages and bully and be mean. That is, Brock, and it's really hard. Yeah, horrible disease. So it's, you know, caregivers have a tough job, especially with the mind, you know, especially those who suffer and don't understand, don't remember that they've already asked 30 times in a 5-minute span, you know. He doesn't understand. So sometimes when I'm like, I am done explaining right now, give me a couple minutes, you know. He's like, well, this is the first time I'm asking. No, it's not. And I just need a minute, because sometimes I need to regroup, right? I need to get my mind, I just need some quiet to get my mind right. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing to say, I'm not talking right now. I'm not doing it. Nope. All right. Or sometimes just to remain silent after the 30 times I've just responded. You know, you're not going to talk to me? Fine. You know, it's okay. We have to do and focus on the things that, you know, the mental game in order to stay in it for the rest of the day. You know, bye, Mona. Have a good one. They don't understand. And at times, you know, it's hard for us. You know, I give Dan so much shit. I do too. And what did we tell our kids when our kids ask 50,000 questions? Shut up. Shut up. No more. And sometimes it's just a normal reaction, right? Yes, live night. So it's hard. It's not easy, you guys. Fuck. And it's okay, because as a caregiver, as a mom, as a wife, sometimes it's best to remain quiet, even if they understand it or not. And for me, with Ed, right, I have to really pay attention to how I respond to him. You know, if I freak out like Dan does, it wouldn't go well with him, right? So I really have to work, even if I'm short and curt, that's not an issue with him. You know, everybody's like, God, you sound so rude. Why? Because I'm talking forcefully, I'm talking short, and I'm talking powerful. At that moment, he probably needs that better than what I was doing the 30 times before that, right? And sometimes there is frustration because I just did it 45 times. And that's okay. Whether my shortness is for him to understand better, and I realized that the the explanation wasn't working or whether there's a little irritation with it. No shit. No shit. No fucking shit. Y'all, normal. It doesn't mean I'm rude. It means I'm doing a tough ass job that you couldn't do. It is, Hannah. You have a lot of responsibility. It does. Athletic wear, messy hair bun. But that's okay, girl. That's okay. Yeah, so it's difficult, you know. Ed, there, you know, and I giggle with Dan because he's always like, Dad, remember? and then, you know, because that's just a normal response, you guys. Sometimes when we do videos, right, we're not worried about using the proper speech. We're not worried about using the proper words. We're just trying to get our point across, getting him to engage, getting him to, you know, whatever, understand at the moment. You know, people are like, oh my God, do you really have to use those words? My house, my animals, yes. Why do you always have to tell him he's 91? There's a reason. I've explained it multiple times. I'm not gonna do it anymore. There are reasons we do the things. Are we perfect in saying them? No. But he doesn't care. It doesn't affect him the way it affects the public. Yeah, lots of fun. What's wrong with that attire? That's me every fucking day. Yeah, you guys reflect. Reflect before you type, because y'all look like idiots. Those of you who don't take a moment to reflect on myself. But I giggle every time Dan's like, Dad, remember, we just went over this. And I'm like, yeah, remember, keyword. No shit, he doesn't remember, that's why he's asking yet. You know, I just give him shit because you have to find humor in the shit. You have to find humor in the monotony. You have to razz each other once in a while to break the frustration. Hi, Ames. I'm glad, Jennifer. Do it, Shadowland. Do it. So anyhow, it is what it is, y'all. Life is a slippery slope of just trying to stay on the slope. Kim, you have to have the sense of humor. Laughter, making fun of yourself, making fun of the other partner, making fun of the way we rationalize with Grandpa. I mean, sometimes Dan gets mad at me because I'm like, Ed, we just went over that. And then Dan will be like, well, he's got dementia. Okay, Mr. Remember, you know? Okay, Mr. Remember. So, you know, it's just trying to get through the moment. Sarcasm, too. Sarcasm. You must have sarcasm. If you don't have sarcasm, what is the point of living? If you can't pick on your spouse, why have one? Right? I love dark humor. If you can't make fun of your spouse, we'll see, you know, and then he's like, everybody's like, you're so mean to Dan. You're so mean to Dan. You're just so disrespectful. No. Just because you don't do that in your relationship, my relationship is full of disrespect. But that disrespect is called sarcasm. And he's got to stop giving me so much shit to disrespect him about. Sarcasm, disrespect, you know, it's two different things. Most of the time I'm embellishing, right? Most of the time I'm embellishing. He's my muse. It's funny. He gives me a lot of content because he sets himself up for that shit. Be better, Dan. Then I won't have to throw your ass under the bus every day, multiple times, morning and night, for fuck's sake. Crazy Rhonda, girl. I feel for you. I feel for you, y'all. Caregiving is a tough job, especially if you don't have a support system to help get you through it. You know, Mark's alone. Ed's getting difficult. more difficult in different ways. There's two of us, there's one of him. There's a lot more animals here. There's a lot more space. We feel comfortable with him being here. It's, Mark lives in a tract home development. Everything's so busy. Cars on the street. There's just so many other things that can be a potential harm. So, we're gonna keep him. Mark was dealing with some business stuff. Wasn't feeling great again. So we're keeping him. It's easier and harder all in the same time. It's easier and harder at the same time. It's more draining not to get that couple day mental, break. But at the same time, at the end of that mental break, it's stressful again, right? You have to kind of gear up back, for the stress. So it's kind of an oxymoron, It's a yin and a yang. Is it easier to just keep them? I don't know. Keeping it real and fun is the key, right? We all get frustrated with our spouses. I think so too, Tallulah. I think so too. He's had, I think it kind of fucked him up. He had some teeth work done. He had a couple teeth pulled and then needs to get, crown implants or whatever. And after that started his whole, just unhappiness, misery, uncomfortableness. I shouldn't say unhappiness, but just not feeling good. So it's been a couple months and he's just been struggling with, just not feeling very great. And then he had a rental house. He had to get up and going and, all that stuff. So it's hard, And then he can go and help, because the way it is if, we have Ed, Mark helps out with his mom more, right? And sometimes if Mark has Ed, then, Dion would have to help his mom if she needs help. So they kind of flip-flop together. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. You just do the best you can. We're doing the best we can. So, anywho, what else is going on? Anybody looking forward to something this weekend? Anything exciting? Anything fun? Like, I've been waiting for so long to do this. Hi, Susie. How are you? Good morning, John. Ooh, I got an angry mouth, Debbie. You didn't tell me. You guys, it's a beautiful day here. It rained like good last night. I was worried, Yeah, people don't, and I think Mark was one of those traumatic people. And remember, Andrew's, IGA kicked up when he just had his out. So obviously, he had a reaction about my son's speech therapy. It's his birthday and I'm leaving the country next week. Oh, shit, Hannah, shit. I'm sweating. It's been a lot cooler in Florida. I bet you guys are loving that. Babysitting granddaughter, that's fun. Street smarts for wet boots. I'm going to the beach. That's all right. Sometimes it's cathartic. Dan says it. Cathartic. Sometimes the rain at the beach is cathartic. Sometimes, it's just a different way of relaxation, I think. When it's raining and ugly outside, you still have the amazing scenery, and it makes you be lazy, right? And sometimes I need to be lazy. Laughing is the best medicine. Advice on taking in husband's mother who's been horrible to you. Well, Ed and I were contentious, right? So it wasn't easy, girl. Again, how we talked about, oh, that's nice, Lala. Hi, April, baby. I'm at 7 right now, Richard. So, hi, Cindy. Oh, I love that. Why, Jeff, golly, why not get Ed some hearing aids? Well, because he won't wear them. He doesn't tolerate them anymore. And that's it. So Shadow Lane, have you heard my conversations about my relationship with Ed before? You know, my feelings at times were he was horrible to me, right? May not be what Dan would think, right? But we were horrible to each other. And it was a hard road for me. But for some reason, some way, when I started working on myself, when I started the social media journey, and when I was starting to like hold myself accountable for things that I was realizing about myself, I realized at that time that I realized it's not me, it's them. And if she has the disease, is she starting with Alzheimer's? Then you have to realize that, you know, if you want to support your husband, if he knows she's terrible, then you have that support, that try it. See if you can do it. See if you can let things go. See if you can have a fresh start with her and do the best you can. But if it becomes too much for you internally, meaning your mental state, your physical state, and everything in between, then you gave it your best shot. She just mean, ugh. Yeah, I don't know, girl. So you can try it, and you can set your boundary with your husband, right? Hey, Teresa. Hi, Alexandra. Set your boundary with your husband. Tell him, I love you. I will try to do it for you, but I can't guarantee I will be strong enough to do it, right? So preface it, set that boundary, and let him know that you're doing it, but he has to understand that, you know, it may not work for you. And if it doesn't, then he's got to respect you and put her somewhere. My husband's a terrible person, but me and my husband is all he has, so I know just because he has worthless. Just because he's a worthless lass doesn't mean I have to be. Hannah, I love you, girl. So Hannah, I don't know if any of you read her stuff on the YouTubers on here. She takes care of her father-in-law, and he's mean. He's an ornery old little booger. And she's got her. Where are you going?
Nowhere, we're just walking down the
Oh, and she's got some sticky situations with him. But
This way, watch where you're walking. Just take a quick walk down here.
but she's doing it, you know, she's doing it. It's not easy, and she stresses out just like we all do. But you just have to make fun of it. Get through it by laughing and saying, what the fuck am I doing? This is god awful. But I don't know. You just do the best you can. You do the best you can. But you let him know. Oh, your father-in-law's dad. Father-in-law's dad. So okay, father-in-law's dad. That's even more complicating. 3 generations. Yeah, fuck that shit. Just kidding. Danielle, be nice. All right. You have to have humor, remember. So you guys have to make fun and make best. Last woman standing. Fuck that shit. Go on strike, girl. They should both treat you with the utmost respect. God. Why does it always rely on, why do we always get the shit end of the stick? Literally, right, Hannah? Poor Hannah's been hands deep in shit. But we do. We do, you know, and it's tough sometimes because we are the mothers, we are the caregivers, we have that innate ability to want to caregive and to help, right? Everyone's dead. I'm the last Mohican. And, you know, there's a lot of men out there that, and not all men, so don't come at me, but there's a lot of men out there who just don't get it. You know, they don't have, it's not that they don't get it, it's just that they're not genetically programmed to caregive in the way that we do, right? We just are born with this ability to know what the hell to do and how to do it, and to do it with, you know, most, because we know pop quiz, what happened in 1932. He was the birth of Edward Salinger. It does feel so unfair. You know, I laugh sometimes, right? Because you know, here I am stressing out, laundry, you know, prepping dinner, getting lunches ready, whatever, you know, dealing with the animals, cleaning, dealing with, you know, house stuff like insurance and bills, and trying to keep my life on straight, kids and questions, and, you know, doctors for my son, and you know, Dan's just sitting in the room with the door closed. With the door closed. The expectation that I got it, you know? Jennifer, yes, and sometimes you do have to cry. Like the other day, I think the first day of my period or the day before, and I was like, damn, I just feel like crying. You know, and there's days that I embrace it, and I just give myself that minute to just let it out, because sometimes I feel keeping it in builds up that anxiety. And other times I'm like, bitch, swallow those tears. We ain't letting it out. Fuck that. I'm winning today. I'm winning.
Look at that. Let me show you what kind of mail from me.
It's getting mail. Dan got some stuff brought some stuff home from the office. So yeah, so, you know, you guys do the best you can. Ooh, my leg's about to fall off. Woo! I know, lots of fun. Let me tell you, my friend Deb's doing the same thing, taking care of her mom that left her and her kids too. So it happens. But you know what? That shows that you're a better person than she is. And you should have something like, ha, Seema, be thankful I'm doing right by you, because you don't deserve it. And sometimes it's okay to think that. You know, sometimes we can't help ourselves but think that. Because there's still that PTSD. There's still that anger. There's still that frustration of, look at what I'm doing. Look what you did to me, you know? So when I leave for a trip or anything, oh my God, it's horrible. I bet Hannah. Why the hat? Because it keeps the hair off my face. And Hannah, I can't talk to you right now. Sorry, Hannah called. But Dan pays all the bills he puts feet on too. Yeah, but sometimes I think that's the easier solution sometimes. Sometimes I believe that making money to pay for all the other stuff is the easiest way. What's TRE? Goes. Dan does not use the treadmill. He walks on the street. No one should ever have to be a wife, but everyone should be able to have one. Marsha Warfield, 1978. Huh, that's interesting. Hannah, the same thing goes awry when I leave, right? Shit's everywhere, nothing's done, the house is awry, cat piss everywhere, cat litter box is full, no laundry done. Yeah, that's why I hate leaving. I hate leaving. So it's just frustrating, you guys. Life is fucking frustrating sometimes, and it's okay. You know, I still have negative thoughts that go through my head, and sometimes I mumble them. Sometimes I mumble them throughout the day. With a look like that. You know? Whatever it takes to get through the day. Hannah, you need something. I can't imagine what you have to deal with. Yeah, I mean, luckily, you know, we can do a lot of things over the internet, you know. Yeah, you guys don't feel guilty about your thoughts. You know, it's part of the process. I mean, how many times do we think about suffocating our spouse? Or whatever. A lot. I hate the house, yeah. I still have to take care of my yeah. So that's the thing, Shadow Lane. It's so crazy because, you know, a lot of people throw that at me. Well, Dan supported you Okay, yes, he supported me financially, 100%. He supported his family. But I supported my family too, right? I supported my family too by being able to be home, to raise them, to take care of the house and everything in between. Why is it so one-sided? Why is it like, well, you're stay-at-home mom? Okay. Okay. Exactly, go. Support isn't always financial. I think my job is a lot harder than his because I'm a micromanager. I'm the manager of the house. I'm the manager of the kids. I'm the manager of everything under the fucking sun. It doesn't mean because he made the money that he should be able, any man, I'm not even just speaking about Dan, but that it's such an old way of thinking. I provide, therefore my feet shall be up at the end of the day. Bullshit. 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 It takes two people to raise kids. It takes two people to have a successful household. It takes two people to be happy and work at the relationship. The old standard of I provide financially, therefore you should shut up. And people have told me that. People have told me to shut up because I should be thankful. Who said I wasn't? By the way, my husband wanted me to stay home. And yes, he was able to support his family on, his money comfortably. It was a joint decision. Well, at first it wasn't, but after I quit, it was a joint decision. He realized he liked me home. But no, I'm not going to shut up. You shut up. Because my work is a fucking hard job. And all those women out there that do what I do and then work full time and bring in money, what about them? Should they shut up? Should they not complain and vent and feel a certain kind of way? Fuck that. They should. It takes two, no matter what. It takes two to get pregnant. It takes, only one to push out the baby, but it should take two to help raise them, right? And I think that's the thing for women. We just innately, the majority of women, right? There are some, we have people who've had bad experiences with moms and so on and so forth. So I don't want to I want to tread lightly with that. But majority of women are providers. Yeah, we are providers too. We provide a lot more than most do. Sanity, scheduling, food, ass wiping, clothes washing, and some of you work. I did for a long time. I did my time. And I raised 3 amazing kids, and I have a wonderful life, one that I'm not complaining about. I'm just trying to have fun with the things that go wrong in life, right? Instead of keeping them on my shoulders and dwelling on the bad things, I choose to make fun of them. I choose to draw light to them. I choose to laugh about them because it's easier to do that than it is to carry them around like a dead fucking weight. And because I choose to cope in my ways, I choose to show it, but it doesn't give anybody the right to belittle, to disrespect, or to call me names, or to try to take me down. But it's part of the game, right? And gotta hate the game, not the player. I don't know, however that goes. So yes, I choose to laugh about my shit because that's how you cope. That's how I cope. I mean, laughter is fun. Making fun of thyself is fun. And my faults and laughing at my husband's faults is even better for me on social media because then that means I don't kill him and suffocate him later at night, right? I believe they are Debbie Downers, and everybody has their ways, to cope with shit. And it doesn't make either way right or wrong. It just makes it different. different. Oh, Shadow Lane, really? It's your first time? Life is tough. So you can either go along on the ride and make the most of it, or you can sit and get swallowed up by it. It's your choice. Sink or swim, babies. Sink or swim. And most of us are barely swimming, and those of us are getting the keys to swimming. And that's what I'm trying to teach y'all. Teach y'all my way. Doesn't mean it's the right way, but it works for me. So maybe it'll work for a couple of you all, you know? Don't shut up. Yeah, and don't shut. Oh God, I hate. I hate being that woman. I hated being that woman that just took it and didn't say anything to anybody because I wanted to be the better person. And sometimes being quiet doesn't mean you're the better person. Sometimes being quiet sets the tone for people to think that they can do whatever they want to you and treat you a certain way. And that's why, I clap back. I clap back. I clap back, with the stupid trolls. Because you know what? Fuck you. It took me a long time to get this confident. It took me a long time to defend myself. I defended myself in my head, but I didn't defend myself and show people that I was actually strong enough to defend myself. And now I have this wonderful outlet to defend myself, right? To defend myself when warranted. And they have more power than I do. Fuck that. But they don't kill my vibe. They just frustrate me because people are just so miserable, and it just always never ceases to amaze me. But that's how I cope. A big fuck you. A big fuck you. And some days it takes me a little bit longer to get my panties out of my ass. But other days, I can just say, not today. You ain't getting me today. In positive ways. But shit, Judy, it took me 48 years to start changing. It just seems like a lifetime wasted, But I guess in order to get there, you have to have, the experiences and the fortitude to want to change them and to be better and to be happier, right? My quest for betterment was wanting to be happy, I wanted to be happy. I was tired of just, being miserable. I shouldn't say miserable. I wasn't miserable. I was just unhappy. I was unhappy. I just couldn't see the good things in life. I just always focused on the negative. Now, I still focus on the negative, but I have a better appreciation for the good things also. So, that just little changes so much, if that makes sense. But unfortunately, we need the scrapes, we need the black eyes, and we need the broken bones sometimes to grow up and to take control. Because without knowing and experiencing certain things, we will never strive to be better or want to be happier, I think. So, it's all for a reason, you guys. I mean, everything happens for a reason. I am the biggest proponent for that. Everything happens for a reason. I never thought that way. And then, part of my quest to be better, was like, well, let's start thinking of why that happened and what should I learn from that? What should I learn from that mistake? Let me reflect on myself. Okay, well, I shouldn't have probably said that, done that, and it felt that way, but whatever. My feelings are my own, but I should have been better in that. So let me change that, and once I started respecting myself and knowing that my feelings weren't stupid, right? Or they were mine, and I should never be felt to change them because they didn't go along with somebody else's. So once I realized that I own my shit in everything, then I started seeing things that, I wasn't always seeing. No, Hannah. Hannah asked me if I want my kids to do the same thing for me. I told them no. For different reasons. For different reasons. I told them, ultimately, if my mind's gone and I don't have the choice, they tell me, hi, Lair. They tell me, well, you don't have a choice. That's right. But if you're secure financially
if you've got an easy, if you have control of your life, your relationship with your husband is good, wife or whatever, and you don't have a lot of external stresses in life, and you feel like you can conquer me, do it. But if things are just too crazy, you've got competitive sports, and I would be a burden or extra work, right? Because everybody gets weird about the burden word. Um, Extra work for you in a time of crazy for you. Don't do it. It's okay. I'll be okay. Um, I don't ever want my kids to feel like they need to do it. I want my kids to, they don't owe me anything. A lot of people believe the opposite of me. Um, but I believe I don't want them thinking that they owe me for anything. They don't. I do what I want to do because they're my kids and I'm a mother. And I don't expect anything in return for it. I don't. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. Um, but I feel like so one of them will probably, and that's the thing, Tabitha. There's no obligation for the things that I do for you. I mean, sometimes like Jennifer wants to spend money on something material, maybe a little bit of an obligation. But other than caring for me, you don't owe me shit. You don't owe me shit. I am happy to be able, and Hannah, I get it. I'm happy to be. I'm happy to have been your mother. I'm happy. I could cry. Um, I'm happy to have been able to provide you with some of life's greatest things that most people can't have. And I'm just, you know, just me. It's just me. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Slick. So, no, I don't expect it. I can't control it if they do, but I said just hire me a caregiver, have her take me to the casino, give me some money, and slap me in front with a glass of Chardonnay, a cigarette, and just enough money to get me through. um, so no, I don't. I don't feel that my kids owe me anything. Um, and if I'm a pain in the ass, like if I'm an honorary, I mean, I don't know which way. I mean, y'all, um, I'm in a, I can be feisty. You know what I mean? Turn my back on my mom. My dad was killed in a car, so lost her husband, couldn't just stop her in home. No, Mickey, and that's fine. That's why I said it's up to the kids, right? It's up to whichever child wants to do it. I feel like yes, being a mom needs no repayment. It's up to the people, right? It's up to the kids. If they want to participate, if they want to do that, if they want to do it for whatever reason they want to do it, then do it. But I don't expect it. You know what I mean? Some people expect it. Ed expected it. Ed expected one of his children or his children to take care of him. There was an expectation, I think. And luckily he had them to do it. There were kids that was whatever. But every kid's different. Every Hannah, that's so funny. 100%, right? Like, I tell Dan that all the time. But if I'm a fucking pain in the ass, and my feistiness is me as an older woman with dementia, fucking slap me in a fucking home and medicate me because nobody needs to deal with that shit. Oh, Erica. Ugh, it is, Erica. Funeral home, finishing up my 17-year-old son arrangements. Erica, I can't imagine. Being a mama is one of the best, yes, and heartbreaking things in the world. 100%, girl. 100%. Hanging on. I'm hanging by a thread. I got whiskey on my hip and a cigarette on my sleeve. On the hard days, I just pop a swig and pull out the cig to get me through those moments. Oh, shit, Hannah. I can't. Oh no, Larry, what's going on with you, Larry Bear? Yeah, I'm not a medicated person, but I imagine at some point in my life, just fucking mellow me out. Does Dr. Ed ever visit his other children? He really, I mean, yes, he does sometimes, but mostly if they come here. You had a sick yesterday. Was it good? Uh, no mom should have to bury their child. I 100%. I think it's just one of life's fucking fucked up moments. One of the most fucked up moments on this world. Um, Other than, pedophilia and everything else. But no, ultimately, I think losing a child has got to be top of the list. Yeah, and okay, everybody believes their own way, to each his own. To each his own. And there's no right or wrong way. There's just one way, whichever way you choose. That's it. 47 no kids to the government has to deal with me. I'm Suzanne. Damn it! Get this woman out of here. She is no longer welcome. Find her another home. Just kidding. And my sis and grandma, 3 years. Oh, Shadow Lane. Yeah. Grief is a slippery slope, man. Grief wanted to take me down. And the only thing that saved me in my soul, I think, are my children, because they were little. They needed their mama because their daddy was working and building a practice. So it was me. So I've been a fighter, y'all. I've been a fighter for most of my life. I've known no other way but to fight. So here I am, still fighting for what I believe in. And trying to fight for what I need to be like, right? Erica, I'm so sorry. My heart is just breaking for you, girl. No words take away the pain that somebody feels at that time, but I can only imagine. I can only imagine because of the way I feel with my son, and his illness and shit like that. But anyway, oh, hey, not too. I gotta go. I gotta find this cat. I gotta take him. I pee-peed a little bit, so I gotta go change. You remember when I said I had to pee and I waited too long? Well, it was a little late. And so I gotta go change before because I'm really uncomfortable. But anyway, I love you guys. I will see you soon. We'll be on tonight for probably 5-ish PTSD. I have PTSD, but no, not PST. So, our normal time, sometimes we can get on about 4:30. Sometimes we just can't, depending on the afternoon, how it goes. Grandpa's good. So anyhow, I'll see you tonight. If you want to catch more of us crazy people, we'll be on later. So, love ya. See you soon. Have a great day. And those of you who are mean, just have the day you deserve, especially the people who are keyboard warriors behind my face, in my keyboard, in my screen, whatever it is. Love you. Remember, you are important, you're worthy, you matter, and your feelings are just that, yours. You guys set your boundaries. They are fucking important as we try to become better people and continue with our evolution. You guys, you got this. You got this. Believe in yourself. See you later.